What happens when family hide sexual abuse? Is silence enough, or is the price of silence enough to shut a victim of sexual abuse from speaking, or to shut the family of the person that experienced sexual abuse from speaking on behalf of their child or their family? Is the price of silence enough, or is the price of silencing them is enough? I'm going to be digging deep on this conversation in this video, because I want us to sit down and have this chilled conversation that will make you sit up and let us amplify our voices on conversations that have to do with sexual and reproductive health and rights. Especially today, we're going to be talking about the price of silence when it comes to sexual abuse. What happens when the person harming you is living inside your house, or the person is your next door neighbor, or the person is your friend, the person is your brother, your sister, your niece, your nephew, your uncle, but so that person is closer to you? The person is someone you hold in high esteem. What if that person is the abuser? Across communities, sexual abuse is not only a crime, it's a secret families work hard to bury. There are instances where you hear some people, when they do TikTok video and they say that, oh, they know they're going for an event and they knew their abuser is going to be at that event. So that abuser could be their uncle, their aunts, and that person is someone that they see in their homes. Or the person could be their help, but help that your parents trust so much and they believe that that help cannot do anything wrong. What happens when the person abusing your child or your niece or your nephew is staying right under your nose and you don't know? There are often shame and stigma that comes with this kind of conversations, and there are always fear of what will people say. But if we should talk now, people will start talking, people will start stigmatizing against our child, or people will start stigmatizing against this person. So everybody's trying to keep quiet and enclose this conversation and shielding the public from knowing, or shielding the right people, the law enforcement agents, the lawyers, or people that are going to help drive the case in court. They're always shielding them from knowing. And sometimes it could be the family reputation. You hear conversations like, silence to protect the family's name, or especially that of the abuser. If the abuser is someone that is respected, maybe the father, the uncle, the mother, the sister, or it could be someone that they hold in high esteem, the pastor, or someone that they hold in high esteem, or the landlord, or the neighbor, or the wealthy brother, and you're trying to be like, oh, let's cover it up because of the family's reputation. And I'm like, you're covering up something that will end up traumatizing that individual for life, because some persons never recover from it. Trust me, they never recover from it. They keep remembering the instance of them being abused over and over and over and over again. Sometimes the reason why families stay silent is because of financial dependence. The family is dependent on the abuser is the provider, or exposing them, exposing such abuser could mean them losing support from the abuser. And I was at a particular conference where we were having conversations around sexual and reproductive health and rights, and they were hearing stories like, oh, imagine a family is a situation where the stepfather is abusing his stepdaughter and the mother can't even speak up. We say, oh, the stepdaughter must have enticed herself in front of the stepfather. That was why the stepfather abused her. Or situations where maybe the uncle is abusing the niece or the nephew and you're trying to cover it up. Or you're like, this is not something you must hear outside, though. Nobody have to hear it because you're trying to protect the family. Or that person, that abuser, is the provider. Is the one sending. Remember that particular situation that they were like, oh, the stepfather is the one sponsoring the education of the stepdaughter, but he's also sexually abusing her, and she cannot speak up because if she should speak up, it means no more university education for her. So she's trying to endure such pain till the child finishes university before they speak up. This is so sad, and these are realities of some homes. These are realities of some families because they do not want to speak up concerning issues like this. And you also know that sometimes families keep silence because of the cultural norm. It is normal for families in some cultures to keep quiet around things like this. They believe that talking about sex is taboo, or that abuse should be handled inside family. They'll say, why can't you guys just cover it up or deal with it as a family? It is that point they remember that, oh, these people are meant to be families and deal with it like a family. But when the abuser was abusing the individual, then the abuser never thought that that individual was family. The abuser never thought that that individual was family. And it's so sad that these things keep happening in our society. It's really so sad. So I would say sometimes the reason why some families keep quiet about this issue is that they fear of division is one major reason. Families avoid scandals that could break their home apart, or that could, scatter the children around. For example, maybe the father is the abuser, the mother will be scared that, oh, all our children will be divided against themselves, or the impact this is going to have on the children. So they prefer the victim to keep shielding or to keep quiet and arborating. I remember I read a story one day where the elder sister boyfriend was abusing the younger sister, and the elder sister could not stop because she was like, she does not want this thing to lead to a scandal, so that the younger sister will leave the home. But in the long run, the younger sister ended up leaving the home because the other sister married the abuser of her younger sister, and she was afraid that this abuser could end up abusing their daughter. But you know what they say about karma, it ended up happening. So I'll say these are the conversations that always happen, and it ends up leading to more bigger conversation. So what's the price of silence? For survivor, it means that the trauma become worsened because they will begin to see that, oh, nobody is seeing me, nobody is hearing me. So they feel like they are being silenced and they are not being heard, and the trauma become worsened. But let's say there is measure being put in place, families are speaking up, the society is helping, or friends are also supporting. That way they will get to heal faster. But when they are trying to cover everything up and shield the person from getting justice, trust me, the person will deal with that trauma for a very long time. Another thing is that long-term mental health struggles such as depression, PTSD, begin to experience trust issues. They cannot trust another spouse, they cannot trust another family or friend around them. They can't just trust people. They don't bring themselves to trusting people again. And these are like the long-term issues that happens when families tend to shield or keep silence around this conversation. Like the question I asked in the beginning of this video, that is the price of silence. Is it enough? Is it enough to make the person, the victim of the abuse, to go through a long life trauma? Is it enough? Is it even enough? Is it even enough? It is not, I will say. It is not, I will say. Now also see that there's also a risk of the abuse also happen. There's also a risk of the abuse happening again, because you're trying to keep silent, you're trying to shield everyone from hearing. So there's a case that the abuse could happen again, and it has a higher chance of it repeating itself. So for the family, there's a case of trust is broken permanently. The family will never have trust for themselves. The trust in that home completely destroyed. Silence begins to breed generational trauma, and children begin to grow. They grow up learning to suppress their pain. They grow up begin to see pain as if I should speak up, nobody will prioritize me, nobody will seek justice for me. So let me just keep quiet. Let me just keep it to myself, so that that way I am shielding myself, I'm protecting myself. You hear children that are maybe being abused, not yet sexually abused, or being assaulted by their teachers or by their senior colleagues in school, and they cannot come back home and tell their parents because they're like, I should come home. Dad, I don't know how daddy is going to handle it. Let me protect daddy. Let me protect mommy. Is it meant to be? No, it's not meant to be. Because in these kind of situations, it's not protection that is needed. Another thing that will also happen that is going to impact the society is that the abuser will stay free and will continue harming others, because he feel that since he or she has gotten free with that particular abuse, can also get free from other abuse from happening. And also, silence become normalized because the person begins to feel like, silence normalizes abuse and makes it feel invisible, although the victim never forgets. And sometimes the family of the victims also never forget, because trust has been broken already in their families. And the price of silence can never be enough for whatever trauma that family is going to go through, or for whatever trauma that girl, that boy is going to experience. So please, it's high time we stop keeping quiet around these things and we start amplifying our voices so that we can stop shielding abuse. We should stop shielding abuse from happening. So it's high time we start breaking silence, and families need to understand that protecting survivors increases the chance of abuse happening, and also increases the chance of abuse repeating itself, and we don't want a repetition of abuse to take place. We really don't want it. Another thing I would say is that there's a need to encourage safe reporting channels, such as NGOs, reporting to the law enforcement agents, reporting to trusted leaders that are going to take the right steps to help protect and preserve and shield the victim, at least in good way. So at least that yes, help is being gotten or help is taking place. And now it says that there is a need for more education on consent, education on body autonomy. Now when the girl says yes is yes, when she says no is no, when she said I don't know is also no. There's a need for us to amplify our voices in this regard. And there's also a need for us to believe our children. If our child is saying he or she was abused, or the neighbor is looking at them somehow, or the neighbor is touching them somehow, please be so quick to curb that neighbor or to curb that issue from happening, because it could become worse. It could become worse because the predator don't just attack at once. They keep attacking little by little by little by little before sometimes they just go ahead and attack fully. So there's a need for a cultural shift, moving from don't tell anyone to we will stand by you, we'll be there with you, we're there your back. We are going to make sure that you get the justice that you need, and beyond getting the justice, you also get the therapy that you need for you to be better for yourself. So this is a call to action for every one of us. This is a call for us, to know that the price of silence is too high, that when families hide abuse, there is a need, like it protects the abusers and it also punishes the survivors. So the survivor will begin to feel punished, begin to feel unheard, begin to feel unseen, begin to feel like, oh, my parents don't care, or my loved ones don't care. And I know that is not the case, that you care and you need to speak up and amplify your voices more on this conversation. So I'm going to be ending with this note, which is breaking silence is hard, but it saves lives. It saved the life of the victim. It saved the person's life, and the person can look back and trust you and thank God and thank you for at least speaking up on their behalf. And it starts with just one brave move. So I would say you just need to take that brave move, take that, speak up, have that brave voice, speak up for your adolescent, speak up for your young person, speak up for your child. If the person is even your house help at home, speak up for your house help. Do not let any child or anyone around you be victims of sexual abuse and just keep silence about it. Speak up about it. Never keep silence around this conversation. If you enjoyed this conversation to this point, please don't forget to like this video, to share this video, and to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.